Hi, folks. I'm Chris Dorr. I'm the director here for the North Carolina Firearms Coalition. And in this short video, I'm going to talk about the two candidates who are running to be your next state representative right there in House District 5. First, I'm going to talk about the Democrat challenger here, Howard Hunter III. I'm going to break down where he's at on guns and the Second Amendment. Then we're going to jump over and talk about Bill Ward, the Republican. I'm going to put an I right here by his name to remind you that he is the incumbent here. He's running for re-election. So we've got votes and stuff that we can look at and objectively tell you how he's walked the talk as a state representative. So with that, I'm going to break out my red marker here, and we're going to talk about Howard Hunter III. They say in life that you can tell a lot about a person by who their friends are. That's certainly the case with politicians and the organizations that are funding their campaigns and endorsing them. So out of the gate, draw your attention to the bottom of the whiteboard here. Howard Hunter III is endorsed by Michael Bloomberg. Bloomberg is the godfather of gun control in America. He is financing the gun control movement, and he's doing that at both the federal and state level. So right out of the gate, Howard Hunter III gets a big fat red X right next to him. Let's look at his policy positions real quick here. He supports universal gun registration. This gives the government the ability to track, trace, and register gun owners like they are sex offenders. It doesn't apply. Howard Hunter III's bill, his universal gun registration, wouldn't apply to criminals, rapists, thieves, murderers, whatever. It does not apply to them because they don't stand in line and register their guns or their knives or whatever tools they want to use. So you got to ask yourself, why does Howard Hunter III want to pass this stuff? Well, it's very simple. Just turn on your television. You'll see Joe Biden shouting, ban assault weapons. Then you'll find Kamala Harris talking about how she wants to do mandatory gun buybacks. Those are both gun control or gun confiscation ideas. So what they want to do, they're telling us very openly. It's not even a conspiracy anymore. And we believe them when they say those things. The problem is they can't confiscate guns unless they know who owns which ones. That's what universal gun registration is all about. I'm going to give Howard Hunter III here a big fat red X for that. He supports red flag gun confiscation. Red flag laws are the destruction of due process rights for gun owners. They allow somebody to petition a judge to have your firearms taken away from you without you ever even being charged, tried, or convicted of a crime. The first you know about it is at 5:30 in the morning when your front door is getting no-knock raided. We've seen a huge problem in the states that have passed this garbage where it's being weaponized in divorce court and child custody court. People are like, if I can get my former significant other red flagged, that's a gun charge that will help out my attempts to try to get exclusive custody over here. So nasty, nasty stuff. It's another red X for that. Let's see here. He also supports mandatory gun lockup laws. Kamala Harris herself was on video talking about this. She wants to gun lockup laws give them the power to have state agents come into your home, invade the sanctity of your home. That's Kamala Harris's words, not mine, and do government gun inspections. It's a total violation of your Second Amendment right and your right to be secure in your person against unreasonable searches and seizures. But we looked back, and Howard Hunter III on his social media stuff, he never criticized his own party when we left billions of dollars of military machine guns right there out in the open for the Taliban to confiscate and then now use against our former allies in Afghanistan. Talk about safe storage. But does he ever talk about that? Of course not. Of course not. He also wants to repeal our self-defense laws. He wants to make it so that, God forbid, if you're ever in that situation where you have to defend yourself, that you are able to prove to a judge or a jury afterwards that you tried to retreat from that situation before defending yourself. Anybody who's a mom or a dad realizes how stupid that is. But most importantly, if you pause when that time comes, that pause to see if a judge is going to agree with me, that pause can mean the difference between life and death. Totally shameful for Howard Hunter III here to want to do that. It really makes it so that North Carolina law would protect the criminal rather than the citizen. And this is an old Marxist agenda item or idea from back in the Bolshevik Russia. I can't believe he's trying to push that here in America. He also wants to ban AR-15s, not just AR-15s, but also all semi-automatic firearms. They want semi-automatic firearms are excellent tools to tell tyrants no. And this kind of gets down to the crux of the problem. The founding fathers were brilliant historians in addition to being good on a variety of issues. But they could look back in history and realize governments become tyrannical if given the opportunity. It might happen here. They looked ahead into the future and said, it might happen here. So what can we do? They codified the Second Amendment in the Bill of Rights so that we, the people, would always own the tools necessary to prevent tyranny from ever taking hold in America. That's what the Second Amendment is all about. It's not about deer hunting. It's not about any of that stuff. We may like deer hunting, but that's not what the Second Amendment is about. It's about telling tyrants no. That's why Howard Hunter III wants to ban them. It's just like a full-blown tyrannical agenda here. I'm going to give him an F rating. The totality of this makes this guy get that F rating right there. You like my use of arrows? Bad stuff. So I wanted you guys to see this stuff on paper or on digital whiteboard so you guys can have this information. Let's talk about Bill Ward here for a second, though, the Republican incumbent. I want to end this video on a good note. First, out of the gate with Bill, he signed his 2024 North Carolina Firearms Coalition candidate survey, 100% pro-gun. We issue the toughest gun survey in the entire state, and Bill Ward aced it. That means he's a no on universal gun registration, no on red flag gun confiscation, no on banning the tools to tell tyrants no. He's a yes on SAPA. What is this? SAPA. Second Amendment Protection Act. This is an offense bill. Go on offense and pro-gun. Pass some pro-gun legislation. SAPA, the Second Amendment Protection Act, is very simple. It says that North Carolina law enforcement, which is paid for by North Carolina taxpayers to uphold North Carolina laws, cannot be commandeered by the feds or the ATF to enforce federal gun control laws. Heck yes. It's one of the most important pieces of pro-gun legislation that any state legislature anywhere could possibly be considering right now. Bill Ward says, yeah, let's do that. So that's fantastic. He's also a yes on constitutional carry. Constitutional carry, this one right here. It's not even controversial anymore. We are going to get it in North Carolina at some point, but it simply gets government out of the rights regulation business and says that if you're a lawful citizen, a peaceful citizen, you can defend yourself and your family without begging government permission. It's on the books in 29 different states. It's never been repealed. Fantastic. But Bill Ward says, let's do it. He's got a lot of great votes already. Consistently votes pro-gun. I should have put on here great voting record. Voted on stuff like repealing the pistol purchase permit, stuff like that. But great record. And he promises to do it again. We'll give him that right there, too. So all of this adds up. We'll give him an A rating right here for this guy. So there you have it. Here's the two candidates broken down when it comes to your gun rights. Wanted you guys to have this information before you went out there and casted your vote. And so you can see the difference between these two candidates. Last but not least, I'm going to ask you, on November 5th, round up your pro-gun friends, family, loved ones, co-workers, neighbors, church family, you name it. Head down to your local polls and vote pro-gun.